A very good afternoon from the Alton Towers Resort, where it is the final day of the 2023 season.
I cannot believe we are at the end of the 2023 season. It has gone so fast.
It really has, and of course it's fireworks weekend as well. We've already seen it over the past couple of nights, and in this video we'll be sharing our review from this year's display. But as always, another brilliant show by Jubilee Fireworks and Alton Towers. It really is our favourite event of the year, isn't it?
The fireworks are just so impressive. Every year they just outdo themselves.
Yeah, and there's a full video here on the channel that we uploaded a couple of days ago, the full video of the show. So if you didn't get to make it, or you want to relive it again, you can see it from your very own home. But yeah, in this final vlog of the season from Alton Towers, we're going to head round the park, check out all the last updates, and of course, it's the final day of the Retro Squad here at Alton Towers as well. Then temporary rides that have been here for the past 3 years. So we're going to check out all of those, kind of document them here on Theme Park Worldwide for one final time. And yeah, just talk a little bit about what to expect from 2024, because this year really has been a weaker year for Alton Towers. We spoke about it a lot throughout the year. A lot of you also feel the same as well. But what we're hearing for 2024 is looking really positive. Of course, Nemesis is back next year as well. We had another update on that a couple of days ago. But still, the fact that, you know, we're hearing good things for next year is positive, isn't it?
It's just needed so much. So I cannot wait for 2024.
Bring it on. But yeah, let's make our way around the park. We'll check out all the areas today, bring in the latest updates, and of course, share our review from the fireworks tonight. So we're going to start off our afternoon down here in X Sector, and in 2023 it has been home to 2 Retro Squad rides. Of course, you've got Spin Jam just there on the left hand side, and also Twistertron. And yeah, just documenting these temporary rides for the final time. Spoke a lot about these over the past few years, but especially this year. And yeah, with these temporary rides, originally they were brought in because of the COVID-19 pandemic, just to add some more capacity to the park when indoor rides and attractions couldn't operate, and then they've ended up staying over the past couple of years. Now, of course, it has been nice having something extra in the park. However, I'm sure we can all agree it should never have got to this point, but 3 years on, no permanent replacements have come into the park. They do look very out of place. We are in a theme park, not an amusement park or a fun fair, and I am very pleased that these rides are coming out over winter. Now, as far as we're aware, there's no replacements planned at the moment. However, it does seem like behind the scenes they are finally starting to look at replacements for these rides, which I am really pleased about. But yeah, we'll have a look down there closer in just a moment. Another thing I'm really hoping improves in 2024 is ride availability, because yeah, there's been some pretty poor availability at the park this year, including the Smiler, which has just gone down. Yeah, we've had quite a lot of downtime at Alton Towers this year, and so I really hope that this winter they must get back on top of that. I mean, Alton Towers used to be very reliable. Their uptime on the ride was always pretty good. It was quite rare that you'd actually see a ride down. However, that certainly isn't the case anymore. There's been a lot of downtime, especially during the latter half of the season. I mean, towards the back end of summer, Scarefest, fireworks, a lot of downtime.
I cannot believe how poor ride availability is. A lot of the time, you can have 5 coasters down at one time. Like, that really needs sorting out for next year.
Yeah, and that goes on to the fact that, of course, the Sky Ride's not operated once this year.
It's not. Hex is still closed.
Yeah, it's been shut for most of the season. I mean, we did get on Hex earlier in the year,
but I've missed it so much. I cannot wait till I'm back next year.
Yeah, I'm just hoping we can come into this park at the start of 24 and have full ride availability. Of course, Nemesis back for next year as well. And yeah, just to have the temporary rides gone. Yes, it is going to leave a little bit of a void in these areas, especially here in X Sector. Because of course, remember last year Enterprise got took out down there. So we're probably going to see nothing down here for next year. But at least we got Nemesis back, which is a very high capacity coaster. Even Oblivion spent about a week closed here at the end of the season. So yeah, ride availability has been pretty poor. Let's really hope that improves for 2024. Just documenting all of this for the last time. I think the thing is, in 2020, when they did bring in the Retro Squad, it was quite a quirky, unique thing for 1 year. As much as it's looked out of place from the start, you know, that 1 year thing with the kind of 80s music, the retro kind of videos that they did, the marketing for it was actually really good. It's more the fact that what I find disappointing is the fact they've had 3 years of these now, and then also they haven't come up with some replacements, as far as we know, to replace them for next year. I do think that is a shame, but still, let's just hope that in the next couple of years we do see some permanent replacements for these. And yeah, of all the retro squads, this is definitely our least ridden Twistertron. I mean, I think this has been my least favourite out of them all here in terms of ride experience. I mean, none of them particularly look great, but the ride experience on this has been just pretty poor and uncomfortable.
It's just so uncomfortable. It is like you're sat on like a paving slab. It is not hard.
Not great. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what they do with these places next year. You know, are they going to put some picnic areas? Are they going to grass them over? Yeah, it's a shame about Enterprise. It was a good flat ride down here, but again, it was one of the oldest rides at the park. Twistertron. Last day of operation here. I imagine it'll probably be going back up to Scotland on the funfair circuit. So I spent quite a lot of time. That's where I rode it actually, up in Scotland. Now, as much as I feel like all of them look out of place, my favourite ride experience has definitely been the Tivoli Extreme just down here. Spin Jam. Yeah, I've had this in for a couple of years now. Remember originally in 2020, Mixtape was in this location. But yeah, prior to that, nice permanent flat ride, Submission that was on here. I'd like to see something like Submission again come back. Obviously the ride experience on there wasn't the most comfortable, however, it did fit in really nice with the theme of X Sector. I'd love to see a couple of new flat rides down here, kind of all mixed in with the theme of X Sector and the Ministry of Joy. But yeah, these are shots we're hopefully never going to see again at this park. Temporary rides here with world-class coasters like Oblivion there behind. I just want to make it clear that, you know, I do love funfair rides like this on a funfair, but just having them at Alton Towers just never really worked. And obviously back in the day, yes, that's kind of how this park got started with temporary rides. However, it is a theme park now. It's a beautiful world-class location. I think the park deserves better than travelling rides here in the park itself. I look forward to seeing these again out on the funfair circuit, I really do. But yeah, this has been my favourite in terms of the ride experience, and that's Spin Jam. I think we know what Charlotte's favourite's been though all the time.
Mixtape, I loved Mixtape.
It was good.
So much fun, I used to go on it all the time.
Even like a permanent one of those would be great down
like
here.
Themed in, that'd be brilliant.
I think also as well, I mean, I'm going to do a full video on this talking about what I'd like to replace them, so stay tuned for that in the next few weeks. But I'd just like to see something, maybe some flats that can be covered over as well. Like you can have a Huss breakdance, for example, with a roof over. Stuff to think about opening more long term, you know. But still, let's look at it. Okay, let's go for the last time. And there we go, that's the Retro Squad down here in X Sector. Just wanted to get this shot of us really with that B&M track for Oblivion and the funfair ride there behind.
I'm just not going to miss it all.
I'm really not, no. I do think it has added some much needed capacity to the park, but still, with Nemesis coming back next year, and also we've got some Terror that's been back after many years as well, that's added some more capacity. I am looking forward to seeing what the long-term plan is, but still, I'm not going to miss all these announcements.
No, I'm not.
You know, we like an immersive theme park experience, and Alton Towers can do much better than this. Come on, let's see what you've got planned for the future. But clearly, something's happening in the next couple of years, which I am really pleased about. And of course, 2023 has also meant 10 years of the Smiler, 14 inversions on this coaster. Opened here in 2013 and is still the world record holder for the most inversions on a roller coaster. However, I really want to see this ride cleaned up for next year. It's been looking terrible all season. I look at all these white chevrons down here, all the mold, all the grime on there. It really needs to go clean. And the station itself up there, it does look disgusting. So I'm really hoping next year we see this looking a lot better. We've been promised that a lot of changes are coming over winter, and I am feeling quite positive about next year. Yeah, the overall presentation around here at the Smiler, yeah, it has been awful. So I'm really hoping we see all this at least pressure washed. We need painting, we need pressure washing. There needs to be all sorts going on here this winter. And of course, making sure the rides are more reliable next year too. I really don't know what's happened with reliability, especially this past kind of month. It has been very poor. The Smiler, 10 years old, going into its 11th year in 2024. As we kind of continue on with this season summary of 2023 here at Alton Towers, just wanted to talk a little bit about the Towers ruins. Of course, it's the first year we've not actually stepped foot in them to walk round at our own leisure. Yes, you could go in for the scare mazes, but apart from that, they have been closed throughout the full year, which really has been a shame. So I'm hoping that does change into 2024. I mean, just a couple of years ago, they completely refurbished this window here at the front. Are we not actually been able to see it from the inside yet?
I cannot believe they have stayed shut. Please get the towers open for next year.
Hopefully so, and if it can't be all the time, at least guided tours or something, just so people can enjoy them. Because I had some American friends come over early in the year, and it was quite sad because they wanted to go inside and see the towers. And also back when I worked here on the turnstiles, a lot of people had come and actually want to walk around the towers, and I'd always tell them facts, and they really enjoyed it. It's a big part of the park. At the end of the day, it is called Alton Towers, and this is Alton Towers right here, you know. So as much as most people come for the rides now, there's still a percentage that would love to go back inside there and explore around. So I'm really hoping that can change for next year. And in general, just a bit of tidying up actually would be really nice around the front. I remember back in the day, used to do a lot of pressure washing and make it look really nicely presentation. I'm just hoping that they can do that for next year. It really needs it. Continuing on then with our bit of a summary of 2023, and yeah, events. I mean, as you can see, Darkest Steps all packed up here for the season, and Scarefest really does need some more investment next year.
Scarefest needs a massive overhaul that everybody wants to see.
Yeah, it was better this year than 2022 though.
It was, but it just needs something else. It just needs that refresh.
Yeah, and if they need to, I'd rather actually see a reduction in events in the calendar so they can just focus on making the main events better. I mean, fireworks is always fantastic. We'll talk about that later on in the vlog. However, Scarefest needs that refresh. I wouldn't mind seeing the removal of a couple of events to make the others better, really.
Money can be spent on these events there.
Yeah, Festival of Thrills the past couple of years. The first year was okay. Last year not, well, this year not as much.
I really didn't like it.
No, it really needs some work. And then along with that, they could spend that money on other things. Maybe even Mardi Gras could be dropped next year in favour of just focusing on the other events. I like Mardi Gras a lot, but then they could put that money into the main event and then bring that one back in future years along with some new things. But yeah, in general about events, it's been pretty weak this year. Obviously, Oktoberfest looked really good this year as always, and fireworks is definitely our highlights. But yeah, other than that, some more work and investment needed. Hey, and there goes Rita down here in Dark Forest. And yeah, I've actually enjoyed not having the Walters down here this year in Dark Forest. It has felt more of an immersive area, hasn't it?
It was really out of place when the Walters was here.
Yeah, I mean, as much as this seating area is a bit sparse and ideally another flat ride needs to come here in the next couple of years, I have enjoyed the ambience more around this area. It's felt like a themed area where, of course, X Sector's felt more like a fun fair. Valley's under construction. This down here has been better throughout 23.
There's a bit more seating for people to enjoy the lunches as well.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be even more seating next year in the other areas. But still, it's been better than having that kind of 80s vibe down here in Dark Forest that really didn't fit. But so yeah, let's have a little walk through Dark Forest, and hopefully we're going to see something permanent in this spot, because you can fit a great flat ride down here. 55-minute wait for 13 here on the last day of the season. There goes Rita, and yeah, this area does need a bit of tidying up. I mean, because of the theme down here, they can kind of get away with it looking a bit more kind of murky, like the sign just here. However, yeah, in general, 13 station building is literally falling apart and does need a lot of work doing to it. So yeah, I'm really hoping that's high up on the priority list to sort out 13 stations exterior this winter, because it really needs it. Now, I think for me, the biggest and most important ride closure at Alton Towers this year has been the Sky Ride. From an accessibility point of view, in such a large park, it really hasn't been great having the Sky Ride shut throughout this year. Hasn't operated at all throughout 2023, so I'm really hoping that is a massive priority. I mean, everything we spoke about is a big thing, but especially the Sky Ride. In a way, as much as Hex is our most ridden ride here at the resort that's been closed this year, I do feel like the Sky Ride is the biggest priority, because of just that accessibility around the park. It's a massive site, and yeah, that really needs to be back from the start of the season. Back up here now by the world of David Walliams and of course the Alton Towers dungeon. Yeah, this has actually been the first year where we've not gone inside the dungeon. There's been no scene changes or anything since this opened. It's really not had much investment at all, and because of that we've had no draw to go back in really.
I think if there'd been some changes in there we would have gone in, but it's exactly the same as last year, so we just haven't decided to do it.
No, it's the same as it has been since it opened really.
Yeah,
so
it has been, which is such a shame.
It is, yeah. Of course you have got the boat ride in there as well, which is good. However, there's just not enough to draw you in, especially this year with the prices going up as well, and for annual pass holders. I still find it bizarre really. If you've got an annual pass, you can go to any other dungeon in the country, but you can't do this one.
It really doesn't make sense. You've got to pay for this one, but you can do all the others.
Yeah, very strange.
No,
but yeah, we'll see what happens down here in the long term, because of course this will be the location of the new indoor roller coaster, Secret Weapon 9 Project Horizon, that's set to be built down there at the back of the park. However, we've not really heard many updates yet on Horizon, and in fact behind the back there's a lot of back of house here at Alton Towers, and yeah, all of that still seems to be in place at the moment. Construction was supposed to be starting around now, or maybe even a little bit earlier, but the fact that nothing's been cleared yet behind there does make me think, could we be seeing this possibly delayed or a little bit later? But yeah, we've not had any sort of confirmation or information about that yet. However, we'll keep you updated here on Theme Park Worldwide. But yeah, there's nothing actually being moved or any clearing or anything around there yet from our sources here at the park. So that's quite interesting to hear. Then of course you head up into the world of Davy Walliams just here, and yeah, to be honest, out of all the areas, this still does look pretty fresh around here. All the nice colours. I mean, you look at the theatre up there, it looks nice, doesn't it? It's a vibrant, colourful area, and as much as I'm not a huge fan of the IP, I would have preferred something original in here in the long term. I still think that may possibly happen in a few years' time. I can't see the Walliams licensing staying around for a long period like CBeebies, but yeah, we'll see what happens. But in general, the area looks pretty good up here. Of all the areas of the park. We have also got that fourth temporary ride up here, which is Flavio's Fabulous Fandango, and yeah, we've not really heard anything. I mean, they've said that of course the Retro Squad's coming out, which is the 3 funfair rides. Nothing about this one. The good thing is with Flavio's, it does fit in quite well with the theme, because of course you've got the permanent queue line with the mirror balls there as well. You got the kind of mirror balls around the ride, and yeah, with it being based on Flavio, a character who's kind of dancing around, and music, the lights and everything kind of fit, don't they really?
Yeah, they do. This is the one that has fit in the most out of all the Retro Squad rides.
Yeah, definitely. And like the temporary ride isn't ever an ideal edition. However, you know, it does look the part in this area. And you've got to think the carousel right next door has also got lights on it too, which kind of helps. I mean, the lights are broken on there, as you can see. Hopefully we'll get them sorted out. But yeah, it's open for Christmas, so Flavio's looks like it could be staying into next year. We've heard nothing different, but we'll see what happens. Gangster Granny the ride down there as well. Yeah, popularity for the rides in this area has really dropped off quite a bit this year. I mean, Gangster Granny was still getting pretty big queues last year outside, but yeah, it really seems to have dropped off throughout this year. I just think in general the IP just isn't quite as popular now as it was a few years ago. Continuing on then, walking around Alton Towers for the final time this year. And yeah, let's talk a little bit about Hex, the Legend of the Towers. It did operate at the start of the year and it's been closed since. Yeah, at least we did get some rides on here in 2023. However, we have really missed this dark ride. It's one of our favourite rides at Alton Towers. It's also got a really good throughput as well. Around 70 people a time can enter the vault every few minutes. Yeah, it's got a great throughput, so I'm really hoping this will be back for the start of the season. There's no excuse really. They've had plenty of time this year to get it sorted out and also get this back in operation for the start of 2023, because yeah, we love this so much, don't we?
I have missed Hex so much. I cannot wait to get back in there.
Oh, fingers crossed from the start of the season.
I really hope so, because I've missed it.
Yeah, I really hope so. I mean, they've had all this year to sort it out, all this winter period now up until March next year. So yeah, fingers crossed we're going to be back inside discovering the Legend of the Towers at the start of 24. Oh, look at the beautiful gardens there here at Alton Towers. Yeah, I have missed the Garden Lights walk throughout Scarefest. Yeah, it's a shame they didn't bring that back. Maybe next year. I've also missed just kind of soaring over the gardens on the sky rides. Yeah, I'm excited for that again in 2024. So you get some beautiful views going across the valley just there. Now, of course, our full video from the Alton Towers Firework Spectacular 2023 is already here on YouTube. I just wanted to give you a bit of a behind-the-scenes look here at all the setup. They do a fantastic job with this display. And yeah, of course, programming all the lighting, setting up the fireworks, and putting the soundtrack together. It really is a big job done by multiple different companies that Alton Towers bring in. And yeah, the fireworks are done by Jubilee Fireworks. And yeah, they really are some of the best out there. This show is incredible. So yeah, a big shout out to all the team that put this together. together, all the entertainment team here at Alton Towers, all them different companies that they bring in. It really is a massive setup. I mean, you look at this just here, when we're filming this, it's night number 3, the final night. They've done this 3 times, having to set this up. And the weather's been pretty poor as well these past few days. So fair play to these guys, especially Jubilee Fireworks, for setting all this up down here.
They do such an amazing job.
Like, you look at it down here now, and it just looks like there's stuff everywhere, but then it's just perfectly synchronized. And when you see it all up in the air, it always just looks amazing. But yeah, look at all this, all the boxes down here, all the electrical works for it. There is so much that goes in from the team at Jubilee, and of course, all the lighting as well, provided by different companies, the speakers, the trusses. It's a massive job, it really is. And yeah, really excited to see it one final time tonight. And going back to this overall presentation around the park, this is a part of Alton Towers that's looked pretty poor for a couple of years, and this really needs sorting out along here. I mean, look at these planters on the top, like the presentation really is very poor, so I'm hoping they can sort this out. And of course, a lot of people come for the rides, but it is the atmosphere of the park, the ambience around, all the weeds on here, it looks really poor. And I understand that the structure isn't safe to allow people to walk up there anymore, hence why quite a few years ago now this was put in front. Yeah, just the overall presentation, it does look really poor, so let's just hope we see that this year over winter, ready for next season. Down here now into Forbidden Valley, and yeah, it was raining a little bit earlier, but the weather's not too bad now. Hopefully we're in for a dry night for the final night of this year's Firework Spectacular. Interesting to see if any more changes come to Blade for next year to fit in with the updated Forbidden Valley here at Alton Towers. And yeah, we did film a full Nemesis construction update just a couple of days ago here on the channel, so make sure you check it out. We'll have a little walk past Nemesis, but it is a weekend. We don't often work on Saturdays and Sundays doing major constructions. Yeah, nothing will have changed from the previous updates. But you never know, there might still be something tonight after fireworks. However, we've not heard that there's anything happening tonight, but you never know. Obviously, this time last year was the final operating day in Nemesis. I did actually mention this in the Nemesis update a couple of days ago, but I will just show you this here. Yeah, you got 2 entrances to the Blade. I mean, this one was used earlier in the year when part of that pathway was blocked off for Nemesis construction. But yeah, this was all painted black, and yeah, they did a really nice job with the sign up here. So it'll be interesting to see what other changes we see around Forbidden Valley. But again, we kind of touch on that more in the Nemesis construction update. Yeah, they did a really good job kind of painting up all this signage here, and yeah, it looks great. So yeah, I'm very excited to see how this is going to look come 2024. And Funk and Fly is just powering on for its last day here in Forbidden Valley. Yeah, it looks like it's broken. Again, it's had a lot of downtime this year, and that's the thing, you're bringing in rides to help with capacity. They need to be reliable, because this year has been shut a lot, hasn't it, when we walk past?
All the Retro Squad rides, this has been the most unreliable. It's just spent so much time down.
Oh, it has. It's actually been the longest serving here. However, the first year of the Retro Squad in 2020, it was a different Super Trooper than this one, and they swapped it for last year, and yeah, it really hasn't been very reliable. The first one was pretty good, but yeah, this one not the best. But yeah, this has been in this location for 3 years, and yeah, looking forward to something else coming here in the long term. However, at least for next year, Forbidden Valley is going to feel like a themed area again. Goodbye to Funk and Fly. It's dirty, it's grimy, it's Galactica 2023. Look at this. Like, at least needs a pressure wash this winter, but ideally a full repaint. I mean, we're not too sure at the moment whether they're going to more fit it into the theme of the Phalanx and Forbidden Valley or not this winter. However, it is certainly possible. But look at that, it looks disgusting. So I'm really hoping that this winter they do the works needed down here. I mean, Galactica, how it's been left to look like this.
Look at that is disgusting. That is so much dirt just built up.
Like, over a long period of time. I mean, I know we're in the Staffordshire countryside, but still. Funny how it's never been a big problem until 2023, isn't it? You know, it's been fine the past couple of years. Galactica. The ride looks really dirty, but also the portal effect, really good piece of theming. But yeah, it's not worked for ages now. All throughout the year we've had no sound effects. The lighting on here as well, it's got all LEDs throughout it, and yeah, the mist effect on there too. It's a real shame. In a way, with the mist, I can kind of understand, because that was also making it look really dirty, but still it could have been replaced with fog, or at least have the sound effect and the lights back on there. Yeah, it's a real shame. The Galactica portal, it looks terrible now. And yeah, just in general with the Nemesis construction, there's a lot of tidying up to do. round here in Forbidden Valley. But I'm so excited to get back on the beast in March 2024. Back with a vengeance in 2024. So atmospheric. Oh, that smoke and the spotlights, it looks so atmospheric, and I'm so excited to head up into that first inversion on Nemesis again next year. The corkscrew, iconic. And of course every other element here on Nemesis. I am really pumped for 2024 here at Alton Towers, just to get back on this beast. The park's not been the same without it. Now, one of the main highlights of the season at Alton Towers has definitely been the reopening of Nemesis Subterra. Really enjoyed having that back down here in Forbidden Valley. It's a great attraction and yeah, a very immersive experience. Yeah, I have enjoyed having it back this year. And yeah, long may it continue. It's a great ride. People have been really enjoying it. With it being closed for like 8 years, so many people hadn't experienced it before. So yeah, it's been really nice to have it back. The indoor drop towers here in Forbidden Valley, kind of building up the storyline with the phalanx, all the marketing for Nemesis has been fantastic. And yeah, it makes me really hopeful for more of that going forwards with future projects. And the main highlight, of course, of 2023 here at Alton Towers was the transformation of Jewel into the Curse at Alton Manor, transforming a quite dated interactive dark ride into a full immersive experience. We've really enjoyed it this year. From the start of the season, we've had so many rides on this. We've not counted, but we've been on it every time we've been here, at least once, probably 100, 150 rides, possibly even more than that on the Curse at Alton Manor this year. But comment down below, let us know your thoughts, your favourite parts, bits that you still like to see improved, and so much more. But no, we've really enjoyed it. And them additions they made just in time for Scarefest were also fantastic as well. But yeah, I look forward to many more rides in 2024 on the Curse at Alton Manor. I've also loved the spooky ambience around the queue for Alton Manor throughout Scarefest and Fireworks. The smoke looks awesome, and yeah, in terms of uptime for the ride and effects, it's been pretty good, which I'm pleased about. Yeah, there has been some downtime, but I think that's more been some of the effects on the ride. In general, when it's been operating, the effects have all been working in there, and I'd much rather the ride close when it needs to sort out effects than operate a weaker experience for people. It's all about that show quality. But yeah, I've really enjoyed that with Alton Manor this year. Another great thing that we've seen at Alton Towers in 2023 is the refresh of Katanga Canyon. Yeah, the rapids has been brought to life a lot more this year, which I'm very pleased about. Like waterfalls back on, Charlotte. Which is
really positive to see.
Is it positive for you though?
You don't get too wet though. It depends where you sit, and if the water like flops in, it's not too bad.
Flops in? It's coming flops into the side, but yeah, when the water flops in, it's great fun. It's good fun though. I do like what they've done with the new soundtrack. It's turned into more of an experience, and that's the thing. They've kind of, you know, Gloomy Ward was done with Alton Manor. We're seeing Katanga Canyon have this work done, and also Forbidden Valley this winter with Nemesis. Let's hope that continues on around the rest of the park. I really hope so. Run away my train, everybody. Choo choo. I really liked the addition of this new soundtrack round here, and of course the audio around the Rapids Trough was a really welcome addition for this season as well. So I'm hoping we have some new audio around other parts of the park for next year. It'd be really nice to see. Hey! Staff at the end of the day, there we go. Last boat clear, because obviously the Rapids closed before the evening. That was funny. And then yeah, what has been our favourite ride at Alton Towers this year? Wicker Man just over there. Still going strong, opened in 2018. Wicker Man, unfortunately, is another one of those rides that does need some TLC. I'd say not as much as Galactica, the Smiler and 13, but still, the fire on Big Bob has not worked much at all this season, and especially during those nighttime hours of fireworks and Scarefest, there's been no fire at all, which is a shame. And also a lot of the banners in the queue line also need repairing and replacing. So yeah, as much as I love Wicker Man, it is looking quite tired. In terms of the ride experience though, I'd say it's got even better actually. It's really warmed up over the years, and I'm really pleased this smoke effect has stayed so reliable as well. Fantastic, you know, because that really makes it when you're in the tunnel. But yeah, some TLC of Wicker Man is definitely needed, especially with it now debatably being the most popular coaster here. And it was good that Mutiny Bay had a bit of a refresh for the start of this season as well. So I'm really hoping to continue on with that, because there's still parts of the area that are looking very tired, because of course it has been open here since 2008. And yeah, a lot of the infrastructure was in before that with Merry England. Sharkbait Reef, the aquarium, always a nice addition here, always really popular as well. And yeah, I've had many nice walkthroughs of Sharkbait Reef by Sea Life. Looks like they're doing some structural work up there on the building itself at the moment. Now when it comes to themed flat rides, Heave Ho and Marauders Mayhem down here in Mutiny Bay really do the job well. They're well themed, they add some capacity to the area, and yeah, this is what we really want from some of the other areas at Alton Towers. And most it's a simple spinning barrels ride with the Marauders Mayhem, and with this a rocking tug. They just add so much to the area. They're beautifully themed, and yeah, just fit in very well to this land. So I'm hoping we see some other additions like these just around the park. And of course I'm not talking about another spinning barrels ride, another rocking tug, but just smaller filler rides. It doesn't necessarily need to be big thrill flat rides that need to come in. Yes, it'd be nice to see a couple of those, but also some more family rides like this would be great. I'd love to see maybe a Zamperla Nebula, Zamperla Disco maybe even fit in nicely, and just other flat rides in those areas of the park, and they could all be brought together with the themed area and the storyline.
So remains in your seats until we've fully stopped, and I ask you to disembark.
What I was saying earlier on about more flat rides undercover, I think this is a great example with Marauders Mayhem. Imagine like a Husk breakdance at the park with a cover over. I mean, in the past we've had a breakdance here. Oh, it's not been at the park for many years. But yeah, a proper cover over like this would be brilliant.
To be a pirate here at the Marauders Mayhem, you must be at least 1.1 meters tall.
Oh, and there's a look at Wicker Man at night just here. And yeah, I'm really hoping we get those flame effects back, especially for Scarefest and Fireworks next year. Yeah, you have got the little flame torches on just here. Those two are working. But yeah, it does look awesome still at night with all of the lighting. I tell you what, it is very busy tonight here for Wicker Man. It's advertised at 80 minutes for the main queue. However, I feel like it's probably a little bit longer than that, because the fast track queue is all the way back down the other side of the fence. This is the ride access pass queue, which is all the way down past the entrance. And yeah, it's advertised at 80 for the main queue. So I reckon it's a pretty long way for that right now. Wouldn't surprise me if it's more 120 minutes. Oh, and there it goes, Wicker Man in all the years that have been coming. I've never seen the queues backed up down here like this before. Yeah, it is pretty crazy down here tonight. I think because it's the best weather of fireworks tonight out of the three as well. Yeah, it is really busy. Like I say, this is the ride access pass all the way down here from the station, which is way back there. Crazy times, busy. They must have been listening to me. Yeah, shortly after that clip, they've upped it to 100 minutes. Oh, what a beautiful sky across Mutiny Bay on the final day of the season, and that silhouette of the towers over there, how gorgeous is that? Let's give you a big zoom in on that. Oh, that is stunning, isn't it? And because the towers aren't lit up at the moment because it's before the show, makes it look quite creepy and atmospheric. What a stunning building. And I'm really hoping that the park finds itself back on its feet next year. I really do, because it's been sad at parts seeing Alton Towers this year. It really has, and you know, I really want them to be back at the top of the game here in the UK again, because these past few years they've really been on that gradual decline, so I'm really hoping that we start to see the incline again of Alton Towers in 2024. I really do. But anyway, there's less than 2 hours to go until the fireworks tonight, and as you can see over on the stage there, you've got the DJ. So you've actually got the Relentless DJ first, and then following on from that, you got the live stage show before the fireworks itself. And yeah, I do really like the addition of the stage a few years ago, and like the kind of pre-show build-up entertainment before the Firework Spectacular. We always love the atmosphere of the ultimate fireworks spectacular here at Alton Towers. Yeah, it's just gone 5:30 and we've got into our position just here at the top of the lawns. Yeah, there's like a bit of a dip in the lawns here and you get a really good view. Now normally I would do a video in the days running up to the fireworks going through the setup, but because of our Europe trip didn't get round to that this year. But I've got to say the setup is great. I mean, all the speakers, all the lighting, the lasers, it really does look awesome. But yeah, you're much better off on the lawns at the top end here, kind of looking over everything. If you're down at the front, you're very close, and especially if you're taking photos and videos, you can't really get the full frame of everything, so you are better further back. Also a good spot is on the rocks at the bottom of Towers Street. However, they have actually got the festoon lights that are kind of blocking the view a little bit, so I'd recommend standing a little bit further forward in future years. Obviously we're filming this on the final night, but for future years this is normally the best spot on this kind of slope here because you can see above everyone's heads. And yeah, as I mentioned, you've currently got the DJ on down there as well, the Relentless DJ, and then in about 20 minutes we'll have the live singing show down there as well. But yeah, the lighting on the stage looks awesome. They always do a brilliant job with fireworks. By far the best event of the year.
Alton Towers, are you ready to party? We want to see you dancing, we want to hear you singing as we warm up for the ultimate Firework Spectacular. This is Ignition!
As always, there's an awesome atmosphere down here on the lawns. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to put in some highlights for you all from this year's Ultimate Fireworks Spectacular here at the Alton Towers Resort. We'll see you after the show.
It's the moment you've been waiting for. It's time for the Ultimate Fireworks Spectacular 2023. From the day that Alton Towers was created, it has been telling stories for all who venture to this enchanted land. It is the story of today, the story of you.
Can't you see how your love's affecting to the magical?
Advocates to the Laughter Laboratory. It's time to receive your daily dose of Ministry of Joy approved happiness.
day.
You sailed away to adventure.
Explored brave new lands.
Caught up with both those new friends.
And conquered the greatest evil.
And write your next chapter.
Well, we've just watched the Alton Towers Firework Spectacular 2023 for a third time, and you know what? It really is a phenomenal display. Every year, Alton Towers just smash it with the fireworks, don't they?
I enjoyed that so much. I have never seen the vast variety of fireworks in that show. It was brilliant.
Yeah, the firework quality has definitely been stepped up for this year. Pyrotechnics, 25 minutes of full-on pyro, which was amazing to see. I really felt like this year, they kind of maybe not got as much tech, however, put more fireworks in. And at the end of the day, it is a fireworks show. That's what people come for. And we really enjoyed that element, didn't we?
Oh, it was brilliant. I just cannot believe the fireworks. They was just so pretty, and they was just on such a vast scale as well.
Yeah, I really like the ones that are kind of shooting side to side, off to the left and right, down close to the lake. Then, of course, a lot of the bigger fireworks launched from further back. The sky was full, and the finale was incredible as always. Some of my other favourite sections in there, I really enjoyed the Mutiny Bay segment. That was great. Katanga Canyon. And then, of course, yeah, we had the Gloomy Woods section with Emily Alton.
Oh, the Emily Alton section was so good, and I loved the Take That section as well.
Oh, yeah, the whole thing was great.
Really good.
I do feel like the storyline wasn't the strongest. However, the music, I really liked it throughout the show. It was very upbeat. There wasn't really any slower songs. It was a very upbeat show, which I thought was fantastic. But I just couldn't get over the quality of the fireworks. Them ones at the end of the Mutiny Bay section, amazing. Like the camera wouldn't even pick it up, but there was like 6 big blasts, which was great. You could really feel the ground shaking.
You can really like feel them in your chest when they were going off. I was like, wow.
Oh, it was an overall fantastic show. Not the strongest year story-wise, but as a fireworks show,
amazing.
Definitely one of my favourite years. And like I said, there was not quite as much lighting. Obviously, there was no drones this year. There was no screens. We had the water screen on the lake on the Element, but along with that, there was no other screens. So really, I think they've put that budget into actual fireworks from Jubilee, and everybody seemed to really enjoy that aspect of it, which was really positive. Overall, though, an amazing show.
Definitely.
Well done to everyone involved.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant as always. And yeah, just a huge operation. There's no other place I'd rather be in the world than Alton Towers for all the fireworks nights. No matter what, we're here all the nights. I've not missed a night since I was a kid. Of course, I worked here a lot during fireworks, and yeah, I've really enjoyed seeing that again. Of course, we're nearly right at the end of the season now. We're going to get one more last ride in tonight, and that is going to be Wicker Man. Of course, this time last year we was down at Nemesis for the final ride on there before it closed for the year. And yeah, I'm sure next year we'll be ending again down at Nemesis, because that was a bit of a tradition for me. Last ride of the season on Nemesis, but there's no Nemi this year, so we're going to head down to Wicker Man. Brilliant fireworks though. I just thought we'd come and see the beautiful Towers ruins all lit up at night after there as well. And yeah, as much as I said there was a little bit less lighting than previous years, I do like the fact that they put that money into actual pyrotechnics, like, because the quality of the fireworks, oh, it was amazing. It's one of the best fireworks shows you'll ever see here at Alton Towers. It's the best event of the year. They're the best 3 days of the whole year here at Alton Towers, and if you've never been before, come and experience it, because yeah, what we've put on YouTube, we try our best to capture it, but there's nothing better still than standing there on the lawns, taking it all in for the Alton Towers fireworks. And yeah, for next year, I'd like to see a bit more of a storyline in depth. It was kind of like a fantasy journey around the park, but not all the areas were included, you know. So I'd like to see something a little bit different next year, possibly a whole show based on Nemesis and the backstory. I think that'd be great, especially with Nemesis being reborn for 2024. But overall, it was an amazing display, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed this year more than last year's show. Well, here we are, time for our last ride of the season here at Alton Towers. Had to come and end on Wicker Man just there. Beautiful. Well, this is it. We're just moments away from our final Alton Towers ride of the season. Really weird to think that other than the Christmas event, the next major ride we experience here at Alton Towers is going to be Nemesis. Can't believe it. Yeah, look at Wicker Man. I have missed having the atmospheric lighting on there this year. It's not looked quite as good over Scarefest and Fireworks, but still, it's an excellent night ride. And when it's warmed up throughout the day, Wicker Man is incredible. It really is. Well, we just had our final ride of the season on Wicker Man there. It's always an exciting but an emotional last ride, isn't it?
Oh, I love Wicker Man. It was flying round tonight.
It was, and yeah, just getting on there at the end of what has been a very mixed season for Alton Towers, and we've been very clear on our thoughts throughout the year. Well, of course, let's end on a high. Let's think of the positives, and of course, the curse at Alton Manor has been a big part of this year, hasn't it?
I have loved that. We have had so many rides on Alton Manor this year. I've loved it.
Yeah, it has been fantastic. Along with that, the reopening of another dark ride, Nemesis Subterra, another great highlight out of this season. And then, of course, the fireworks tonight as well, which were fantastic to see. We've been here all 3 nights, as we always do. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else than standing there on the lawns watching that display. It really is a phenomenal fireworks show, isn't it?
It has been such an amazing weekend seeing the fireworks all 3 nights.
Oh, it's always great seeing everybody here as well, seeing everybody come down. You see faces at fireworks, you might not see them for ages, but everybody comes down, and it's always a brilliant atmosphere for this event. But of course, we're looking forward to 2024. The only way is up. And yes, there has been some much weaker parts of this season here at Alton Towers. However, I have a lot of high hopes for 2024. I really do feel like they know what the problems are, and that next year is going to be the start of really rectifying them. And of course, we've also got something huge happening next year for Alton Towers, the reopening of its most popular and iconic roller coaster, Nemesis. You can see it just over there behind us. And of course, yeah, Nemesis will be back from the start of the 2024 season, and we will have more Nemesis construction updates coming over winter as well. But that's been another highlight this year, watching that, hasn't it?
It's just been so nice watching it be reborn.
Yeah, and just actually standing down here in the valley and just seeing them piece of track being lifted in, it really was a special moment. Nemesis is a special ride for me, and the fact that it's already been 12 months, literally this same night last year, we had our last rides on there. I'm itching to get back on. I can't wait to see the other changes coming to this area of the park, and you can hear the beast roaring away. She's ready, she's waiting, and she's going to be there for us in March 2024. Well, that's all from Alton Towers for now. I've actually got a lot of sit-down videos planned talking about things that I'd love to see happen at Alton Towers, and also keeping you updated to date over winter as well. And we'll also be coming to the Christmas events, which has been cut back for this year, but we'll talk more about that and maybe why they've done that in a future video. But thanks for joining us. Another wonderful season of bringing you all the latest from Alton Towers, our home park, our local park, and the one that I know most of you all enjoy seeing the most. It really is great bringing you all the latest updates from our home park. We are very lucky to have this on the doorstep, and we love taking you all along. So thank you so much for your continued support, and that leaves us with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. That's all for now.